Hello and welcome. My name is Teacher John. I welcome you to this lesson. Today I'm going to teach you Science Primary 5, Term 2. Science Primary 5, Term 2. And our first topic in Term 2 is components of the environment. Components of the environment. Now, when we talk about components of the environment, this is what we mean. What makes up the environment? So the environment is made up of very many components. So the component we are going to begin with is soil. Soil as a component of the environment. So what is soil? Soil is a continuous layer that covers the Earth's surface. Soil is the continuous layer that covers the Earth's surface. How is soil formed? How is soil formed? Soil is formed in two ways. One, by weathering of rocks, then by decomposition of organic matter. Now, what is weathering of rocks? Weathering of rocks is the breakdown of rocks to form soil. The breakdown of rocks into small particles to form soil. So when rocks break down to form soil, that process is called weathering. Then number two, what is decomposition of organic matter? Decomposition is the rotting of organic matter or dead plants and animals. So when organic matter decompose, this organic matter are materials which can rot, materials which can decompose. So when they decompose, they form humus or they form soil. We have three types of soil. We have clay soil, sand soil, and loam soil. When you are in P3, we looked at types of soil. We have three types of soil: clay soil, sand soil, then loam soil. Let's look at the three types of soil, beginning with clay soil. Now, we shall begin by looking at characteristics of clay soil. One, clay soil has fine particles. Clay soil has fine particles. Fine particles mean the clay soil has very tiny or small particles. So the word fine means small. So instead of saying it has fine particles, you can also say clay soil has very small particles. Number two, clay soil has sticky soil particles. Clay soil is sticky, and that's the reason why we use clay soil for modeling or for pottery work. It is sticky. Number three, it has small spaces between its particles. Clay soil has small spaces between its particles. That's why it retains a lot of water. Then number four, it retains a lot of water. It retains water for a long time. Clay soil retains water for a long time. Now, why does clay soil retain water for a long time? It is because it has small spaces between its particles. Number five, clay soil has the lowest drainage. You may be asking, what is drainage? What is soil drainage? Soil drainage is the rate at which water passes through soil. So when you pour water in clay soil, it takes a lot of time for water to go through clay soil because it has small spaces between its particles. Then clay soil has the highest capillarity. Clay soil has the highest capillarity. Questions here. Why does clay soil retain water for long? Why does clay soil retain water for long? Answer. It has small spaces between its particles. It has small spaces between its particles. Let's look at uses of clay soil. One, clay soil is used for pottery work. Clay soil is used for pottery work. When you say pottery work, we mean modeling. We can use clay soil to model some objects. Then number two, clay soil is used for making bricks. Clay soil is used for making bricks or brick making. Then number three, clay soil is used for making tiles. Clay soil is used for making tiles. So why do we use clay soil to do all this pottery work? It is because clay soil is sticky. There's a question here. Why is clay soil used for pottery work? Clay soil is sticky, or it has sticky soil particles. We look at the second type of soil, which is loam soil. Characteristics of loam soil. 1, loam soil is well aerated. Loam soil is well aerated. The word aerated simply means that the process by which of allowing air and water to enter in the soil. So when we say clay soil is well aerated, simply means that loam soil, when we say loam soil is well aerated, it means that loam soil can allow water and air to enter in the soil easily. And we have animals which aerate the soil, like earthworms. Earthworms can aerate the soil, and that's one of the major importance of earthworms. The soil. They aerate the soil. So how do they aerate the soil? By making channels. Aerating the soil means making channels or holes in the soil to allow water and air to enter the soil. So loam soil is well aerated. Number 2, loam soil has a lot of humus, and that's the reason why loam soil is suitable for plant growth. It has a lot of humus. Number 3, loam soil has larger spaces than clay soil. Now we said clay soil has tiny spaces, has small spaces between its particles. But if you look at the spaces between particles in loam soil, they are larger than clay soil. Then uses of loam soil is used for growing crops. Loam soil is used for growing crops. Why is loam soil the best soil for growing crops? Answer: loam soil has a lot of humus. That's why it is the best soil for growing crops. It has a lot of humus, then loam soil is well aerated. We say being aerated means making channels in the soil to easily allow air and water to enter. That is being aerated. So when you say loam soil is well aerated, we mean that it allows air and water to enter it easily. Reason: it has organisms which make those channels or holes that allow water to enter it. Then you look at sand soil. Characteristics of sand soil. Sand soil has large spaces between its particles. Sand soil has large spaces between its particles. Then, sand soil also has large particles. Sand soil has large particles. Then it has the highest drainage, meaning that sand soil allows water to pass through it easily. It allows water to pass through it easily. So it has the highest drainage and it has rough particles. So they may ask you a question: why does sand soil allow water to pass through it easily? It is because it has large spaces between its particles. So those large spaces between the particles of sand soil, they allow a lot of water to go through it easily. Alright, now we'll be looking at why sand soil allows a lot of water to pass through it easily, and we say sand soil has large spaces between its particles. Let's look at the importance of sand soil. How is sand soil important to people? Sand soil is used for building. We build houses using sand soil. Then sand soil is used for making glass. Sand soil is used for making glass. Then number 3, sand soil is used for making sandpaper. Sand soil is used for making sandpaper. Sand soil is used for making sandpaper. Sandpaper is used by carpenters to make wood of their furniture smooth. It is rough and it is made using sand soil. And the reason why we use sand soil to make sandpaper is because sand soil has rough particles. So those rough particles are the ones which make the furniture smooth. Then sand soil is used for filtering water. We can filter dirty water at home using sand soil. Question: Why is sand soil not suitable for plant growth? Why is sand soil not suitable for plant growth? Answer. Sand soil does not have a lot of humus. Sand soil does not have a lot of humus. Then sand soil is poorly aerated. That's why it is not suitable for plant growth. Let's look at components of soil. Now, soil has so many components. When we talk about components of soil, we mean things that make up soil. What is soil made up of? Soil is made up of the following components. 1. Soil is made up of air, water, humus, rock particles. These rock particles are got when rocks break into smaller pieces to form soil. So when rocks break, they form rock particles, and these rock particles are components of soil, or they are the ones which make up soil. Then we have dissolved mineral salts. Dissolved mineral salts. Then number 6, we have living organisms like bacteria and fungi. We only have 2 living organisms that are components of soil. That's bacteria and fungi. And these living organisms, bacteria and fungi, they help in decomposition. They help in decomposition. Earthworms are not components of soil. Earthworms are just organisms that live in the soil and they help to aerate the soil. But the component of soil, we have bacteria and fungi. They are the living components of soil and they help in decomposition. So we have around 6 components of soil. We have air, we have water, we have humus, we have rock particles, dissolved mineral salts, and living organisms. These dissolved mineral salts, they improve soil fertility. They improve soil fertility. Water helps in germination, and water can also help plants to make their own food. Humus also helps to improve soil fertility. Then air helps seeds to germinate. So that's how these components of soil are useful. Let's look at the importance of different components of soil. I've already explained. Air is used for respiration. Air is used for respiration by animals that live in the soil. Which air are we talking about? We're talking about oxygen. So oxygen helps the soil organisms like earthworms to carry out respiration. So air is used for respiration by animals that live in the soil. Then air helps seeds to germinate. Air helps seeds to germinate. Which air helps seeds to germinate? Oxygen. So air as a component of soil helps in seed germination, and it helps plants to carry out, helps animals that live in the soil to carry out respiration. Let's look at water. How is water important as a component of soil? Water helps plants to make food. Remember in P4, term 1, we looked at photosynthesis, raw materials for photosynthesis, and we said water helps plants to make food. So when water combines with carbon dioxide, plants are able to make food. So how do these plants, where do these plants get water to make food? They get water from the soil. So these plants absorb water and mineral salts from the soil using the roots. Then they use this water to make their own food, the one we call starch. Then number 4, water also still helps organic matter to decompose or to rot. So water aids decomposition of organic matter. Materials cannot decompose without water or moisture. For anything to decompose, water is needed. Bacteria and fungi cannot cause decomposition without water. If you got things which can decompose and you put them in a dry place, those things will never decompose because bacteria need water or moisture to carry out decomposition. Then humus helps to improve soil fertility. Humus helps to improve soil fertility. Then lastly, we have living organisms. And the living organisms which are components of soil, we say they are bacteria and fungi. And these two help in decomposition of organic matter. Organic matter are materials which can decompose, like dead plants and animals. Animal materials and plant materials, leaves, grass, urine, cow dung. So when they decompose, they form humus. And they are helped decompose by the help of bacteria and fungi, which are the components of soil. I told you, earthworms are not components of soil. Earthworms they only help to aerate the soil. They are just organisms which they only live in the soil. So earthworms living in the soil does not make them to be components of soil. Let's see how earthworms are important in the soil. How are earthworms useful to the soil? Earthworms aerate the soil. Earthworms aerate the soil. Then earthworms also make the soil soft. Earthworms make the soil soft. And B. Earthworms are not components of soil. Earthworms are organisms that live in the soil. They only use soil as their habitats, but they are not components of soil. So we said earthworms are not components of soil, but they are organisms which live in the soil. So if they ask you how earthworms are important to crop farmers, they aerate the soil and they make soil soft. Let's look at a soil profile. What is a soil profile? We have two definitions. Soil profile is the vertical arrangement of soil layers. Look at the word vertical. C-A-L, vertical. Soil profile is the vertical arrangement of soil layers. Then number two, soil profile is the arrangement of soil layers from top to bottom. Soil profile is the arrangement of soil layers from top to bottom. We have a soil profile here. We have topsoil, subsoil, gravel, and parent rock. I repeat, we have topsoil, subsoil, gravel, and parent rock. These are the four layers of a soil profile. The top layer is called topsoil, and topsoil is suitable for plant growth because it contains a lot of humus. So because it has a lot of humus, it's suitable for plant growth. Then places where we see soil profile, in deep pits. Some people say in newly dug pit latrines. When you dig a pit latrine, you can easily observe a soil profile. But it may not necessarily be a pit latrine. It can be any pit that is deep. You can observe these layers. Then we have trenches. Yes, trenches, you can observe a soil profile in trenches or gullies. And B, topsoil is good for plant growth because it has a lot of humus. Then we have what called soil texture. Soil texture is the roughness or smoothness of soil. Soil texture is the roughness or smoothness of soil. How rough or smooth soil is. That's what we mean by soil texture. The roughness and smoothness of soil. Then we have what we call soil. We have soil texture, which I've already explained. Soil texture, we said soil texture is the roughness or smoothness of soil. So that is all about soil. That one brings me to the end of our lesson. God bless you and thanks for watching. Please, term 2 booklets are available at school. Come and buy so that you can follow this lesson during this lockdown. Otherwise, God bless you.